I'm David Katz with the Postgame, and today we are at the Sheats Goldstein residence, arguably the most famous house in Los Angeles, with none other than Jim Goldstein. Your business card and your website say fashion, architecture, basketball. I imagine those might be your three loves. Rank them in order of your loves between fashion, architecture, and basketball.
Well, I don't really have a ranking for them, but I mean, basketball occupies more time in my life than anything else. And in terms of priorities, I always give it to basketball.
Former Commissioner David Stern has called you the ultimate NBA superfan. I've read articles that say you've probably spent more money on tickets than any other fan in America. About how many games do you go to in a given year?
I go to more than 100 NBA games every year. During the NBA playoffs, I travel every day to a different city to see a game during the first and second round. And then, of course, there are fewer games after that, but I continue to travel from game to game.
Now, do you attend all the NBA Finals games?
I've only missed one NBA Finals game in the past 25 years, and that happened because of Southwest Airlines not taking off for a game that was in Oakland. Wow. And making me sit on the plane so that I finally had to jump off the plane and drive home quickly to watch it on television.
So you didn't miss the game, you just missed it in person.
Correct.
Amazing.
My friends who attend the Cannes Film Festival regularly always insist that I need to go to the Cannes Film Festival. They say it's the greatest parties of the year, but it's right in the middle of the NBA playoffs. There is no way in the world I would do something that would interfere with the NBA playoffs.
Where do you do most of your NBA viewing when you're at home?
This is where I watch basketball. Part of the office is my collection of recent basketball photos, both past and present players. Well, this photo stands out for me because I'm holding the championship trophy for the Houston Rockets back in 1995.
Have you ever figured out how much money you've spent on NBA tickets in your career? What would that number be?
Well, I spend in excess of $500,000 each year, which is something I don't like to think about because it spoils the game. But so I don't think about it. But the reality is I spend a ridiculous amount of money.
We'll get into your fashion sensibility, but do you think you spend more money in a year on fashion or on NBA games?
Oh, NBA games by far.
So have you developed a special relationship with any players in particular? Are there ones that have crossed over from you just being fans to being friends?
Yes, for example, Clyde Drexler is one of my closest friends.
Anyone else that comes to mind that you have a particularly close relationship with?
Well, there's many players that I'm friends with. I probably see Clyde more often than any of the other retired players. So I don't really know. Andrei Kirilenko may be another one. Not only was I close with him when he was a player, but he owns a home in Saint-Tropez where I go every summer, so I see him there. And I see him in Moscow sometimes because I make frequent trips for fashion weeks in Moscow.
Given your eye for fashion, which NBA players, past or present, do you think have the best fashion sense?
Well, people ask me that question quite often, and I've often considered Russell Westbrook the closest to me, even though he dresses in a completely different way than me. He's not afraid to take risks. He's not afraid to wear things that maybe other people don't understand. So I like that about him. But I was very let down last June during the awards dinner when he received the MVP award.
Interesting.
He was wearing a white shirt. And I was thinking to myself, why in the world is he wearing a white shirt? And just recently, I ran into his manager and asked him about it. And he said he had a custom jacket that was made for him for that event. And he tried it on just before the event for the first time and it didn't fit. So I have to forgive him for that.
The one and only Jimmy Goldstein. I'm David Katz with the Postgame.